Global War 36 enthusiast here with Operation 20 Core, turn 2.5, Commonwealth. It is January 1937. Commonwealth has 2 tech rolls. First, I tried for radar at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 7, so I succeeded. Second, I tried for anti-submarine warfare at a 7 or higher. PBE generated a 4, so I failed. Okay, purchases. Great Britain, I have 13 IPP to spend. I'll upgrade 1 militia to an infantry for 2, 2 infantry for 6, that's 8, and 1 anti-aircraft artillery for 4, that's 12. I'll save 1 IPP. FEC has 7 IPP to spend. I will purchase 1 infantry for 3 and save 4. ANZAC has 4 IPP to spend. I will purchase 1 artillery for 4. I've got a little bit of housekeeping. Silk forgot to roll for his Mongolian recruitment rolls on turn 1 and 2. We PBE'd these and they both missed. First, turn 1 was a 6 and turn 2 was a 12. Okay, combat movement. I asked Panzer J if there was any movement by Commonwealth or France that he'd be interested in possibly declaring war, and he declined. So there's no declaration of war by Italy or Germany on France or Great Britain this term. Okay, so from C-Zone A21, 1 naval transport will pick up 1 infantry from southern England, move down to A44, and drop it off in Gibraltar. And am I going to go in port in Gibraltar? Yep, and I'll go in port in Gibraltar. But the guy that's in Gibraltar, the naval transport there, is going to go up to C-Zone A21. So basically, I will put infantry down here and do the swapperoo with the naval transports. All right. The only difference is I am going to have the naval transport that left Gibraltar and come up here to southern England or to A21. It will go in port in southern England. Okay. Oh, okay. Nothing else here. Lower Egypt. 1 naval transport will leave port to C-Zone I5. It'll move to C-Zone M2, and then it will go in port in Gibraltar. All right. From C-Zone A44, 1 battleship will go in port in Gibraltar. Up in C-Zone A21, I'm going to have 3 heavy cruisers. 1 light cruiser will come down to A44. And I guess they'll go in port in Gibraltar. Really what I should do is do a task force card here. Okay. And from C-Zone A44, these two destroyers will move over to C-Zone M8. Okay, non-combat movement. From Northern England, one anti-aircraft artillery will move down to Southern England. From Southern England, one air transport will fly to Ottawa. Put that on camera over here. From C-Zone A21, one submarine will move down to A44, and this submarine from A28 will move down to M2. So there's one sub in A44, one in M2. In I5, one heavy cruiser and one destroyer will come up to M8. From C-Zone I4, one light carrier, one fighter, one battleship, one destroyer will also move to C-Zone M8. Oops. From South Africa, one naval transport will leave port to I1, carrying or picking up one anti-aircraft artillery from Cape Town. It will then move one space to I3, pick up, or another space, second space to I4, pick up this infantry from British Somaliland, and the third space to I7. It will drop off an infantry and an anti-aircraft artillery here in southern India. From Benares, one infantry will move to Calcutta. From Bengal, one Gurkha will move to Calcutta. From C-Zone I-14, the Anzac light cruiser and destroyer will move over to C-Zone I-4. From C-Zone P-50, the coastal sub will move to C-Zone I-12. From South Australia, one naval transport will leave port carrying one Anzac infantry and artillery, and strategic naval move to C-Zone I-11, which is Calcutta. So one here to P-69, two to I-14, three to I-13, four to I-12, five to I-11, drop off an Anzac infantry and artillery in Calcutta, and go in port in Calcutta. All right, placement of units. So for Anzac, I will put one artillery in Sydney. For FEC, I will build 1 infantry in Calcutta. And for Cape Town, I will build 1 infantry. In, let's see, I think South Africa is where I'm upgrading that militia to an infantry. Nope, that's not true. It's Ottawa. Okay, I got this guy here in Cape Town. Up here in Ottawa is where I'm upgrading that militia to an infantry. And then in London, I'm going to put an infantry and an anti-aircraft artillery. All right. Collect income. Great Britain's at 13, plus I saved 1, so 14 for next turn. FEC's at 5, I saved 4, so 9 for next turn. Anzac collects 3. All right. Now we start France's turn. France has 1 tech roll. I will try for advanced mechanized infantry. I PBE to 1, so I failed. Okay, purchases. I have 7 IPP to spend. I'll purchase 1 militia for 2 and save 5. All right. Combat movement. From Sea Zone M9, 1 naval transport picks up 1 infantry from Syria and moves to Sea Zone M2, dropping off the infantry in northern Algeria. From Sea Zone I4, 1 naval transport picks up an infantry from French Somaliland, and strategic naval moves to Sea Zone M9. So I get a movement of 3 since I'm coming from a small minor port here. So 1 to I5, 2 to 8, and 3 to M9. Drop off the infantry in Syria. From Sea Zone M8, 2 submarines move down 1 space to I5. From Sea Zone M1, 1 submarine is going to move to Sea Zone M8. I will placement of units. I will place 1 militia in Paris. Then we'll collect income. France saved 5. They collect 8, so they will have 13 for next turn. Disposition of forces. Why don't we do France while we're teed up here? In Sea Zone A21, 2 French battleships, 1 British battleship, a British battle cruiser, a coastal defense ship, 2 destroyers, 2 torpedo boat destroyers, Normandy, an infantry, Picardy, an infantry, Alsace-Lorraine, 1 militia, 3 infantry, 1 artillery. Paris, 3 militia, 2 infantry, 1 fighter, 1 medium bomber. Aquitaine, 1 infantry, 2 motorized infantry. Southern France, 1 mountain infantry. Sea Zone M2, 1 submarine, 1 French naval transport. Northern Algeria, 1 infantry, 1 Foreign Legion. A militia in Malta, infantry in Syria, naval transport in Cyprus, in M8, French submarine, 2, 4, 6 destroyers, 1 light cruiser, 2 heavy cruisers, 1 battleship, 2 light carriers, 1 with a fighter, 1 with a tactical. In I5, 3 submarines. Lower Egypt, militia and infantry. Western Egypt, militia. Gibraltar, 1 militia, 1 infantry, 1 mountain infantry. In port is a battleship, 3 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, 2 naval transports. In Sea Zone A44, British submarine, 2 French destroyers, 1 French torpedo boat destroyer, A46, a French destroyer, A48, a French light cruiser. Up here in northern England, 1 militia. Southern England, 2 militia, 1 anti-aircraft artillery, 1 seaplane, 1 fighter, 1 medium bomber. In London, 1 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery. In Ottawa, an infantry and air transport. In Cape Town, 1 infantry. In South Africa, 1 militia. In Sea Zone I7, 1 naval transport. In southern India, 1 militia, 1 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft artillery. In Sea Zone I12, 1 coastal submarine. In Delhi, 1 militia. In Calcutta, 4 FEC infantry, 1 Anzac infantry, 1 Gurkha, 1 Anzac artillery. Sorry, that wasn't on camera. It's right there. In British Malaya, 1 militia. In Sarawak, 1 militia. In Hong Kong, 1 infantry. In South Australia, 1 militia. In Sydney, 1 motorized infantry, 1 artillery. North and South Island of New Zealand, 1 militia. Next up is Panzer J. He's already uploaded. Turn 2.7, Italy.